What's going on, everyone? I'm going to do a bunch of reviews over Memorial Day weekend. I'm going to do a movie review. I don't tend to do those a lot, but just watched a movie called The Rule of Jenny Penn. It's from New Zealand, 2024. John Lithgow, Geoffrey Rush, the main actors. A number of other actors I don't know super well. George Hanara, I think, was one of the other big ones in it. Anyway, it's considered to be a psychological horror film. And it's basically, so there's a judge, played by Geoffrey Rush, who suffers a stroke and goes into an assisted living home. And it seems to be a pretty standard place, but John Lithgow is in there. And I'm not going to go into his character much because it's relevant to the story, but I will say that for his age, and I think he's about 80, or at the time he was like about 80, his vitality is incredible. And of course, John Lithgow has always been a very vibrant, outgoing actor with very good skills in various areas. But man, what a miserable fuck he plays in this movie, and he is just a terror. And Geoffrey Rush's character is kind of in this, I don't want to say helpless because it's not true, but this very defensive position where he has to kind of play his cards right. And it is a lot of damage is done throughout the course of the movie. So if you like kind of these psych horror type things, it has definitely some comedic element, but very dark. But yeah, man, Lithgow is just a bastard in this movie. So, what I liked about it was, right, you don't typically see older, right, and I don't know how old the characters are supposed to be, but definitely 60s, 70s. You don't tend to see movies based around that age group for what's probably a variety of reasons, but it brought a really interesting dynamic, especially people considered to be kind of helpless, right? And I know, at least in the U.S., right, the senior population is not, unfortunately, not really given any respect. But regardless, this movie, I think, really does well, benefiting from this age group. So, looking at the ratings, IMDb, it got a 6.2 out of 10, Rotten Tomatoes 71%, and Shudder 4.1 out of 5. I would lean probably closer to the Shudder score. I think the actors all did a great job. I think the writing was great. Again, Lithgow's character, even Rush's character was done really well. I mean, Geoffrey Rush is great. But a lot of the lighting and the angles and the camera work was really good as well. And I think they kind of pay homage to a few other films or styles. So, anyway, all that being said, psychological horror with a few really weird parts for emphasis, I think. But also just for creative effect. A lot of fun. It was a fun movie. And yeah, I think it's one that you need to see. If for nothing else, and I really cannot emphasize it enough, Lithgow's character is, Lithgow, I should say, his character is just an awful person. And again, you'll see why. But his acting in this movie, I mean, man, and I've seen him play a lot of other kind of like, I shouldn't say a lot, but I've seen him play a few other like bad guy roles. This is something else. So I think it's a great movie, probably overlooked. I don't really give any credence to the online ratings, but if I were to, I think kind of the 4.1 out of 5 is the closest one. If you don't like the movie, I'm not sure why, but I think it's a good one. So check it out, The Rule of Jenny Penn. I know you can find it on Shudder. I don't know what else is on, but I think it's worth a watch. Not really a jump scare type of movie, type of thing, more the psychological one, but there are a few kind of eerie parts that might make you physically uncomfortable. So yeah, some dark sexual stuff in a way. Probably should have mentioned that first. Anyway, good luck.